This is the Business Growth Hacks Podcast, presented by Beefy Marketing. Here's your host, Andrew Brockenbush.
What's going on, everybody? John, welcome back to another episode. Super excited to be hanging out with you.
Always.
Oh, man, this is a lot of fun. How was your weekend?
It was excellent, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Nice.
Nice.
I didn't feel great, so I laid in bed all weekend.
Hey, man, sometimes you just need to just enjoy a little bit of relaxing.
Relax, right?
Yeah, because we are constantly going.
Oh, yeah.
Not just at work, but just like everything that life brings, right?
Yeah.
It is a nonstop world we live in. I've got to ask you this question, totally unrelated to the craziness of life. But what is one subscription that you would not be able to live without?
Oh, man.
I can't really think about that. It's a hard question. There's a lot.
Probably Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
That's probably the
that
one
next
that would
day
really
free shipping
hurt.
is.
Yeah.
It's quite wonderful.
But yeah.
There's so many. Netflix,
Hulu, BarkBox.
Oh yeah.
I kind of.
I pay for a lot of subscriptions.
I know.
That's what if there's anything this question got from me is like,
yeah.
Is there anything I can cancel?
Yeah, right.
This podcast is brought to you by Truebill.
The wrong podcast.
yeah, exactly. Truebill is cool, by the way. So if you have subscriptions that you do not know about, they will help you cancel them. But that's a footnote.
Just a plug there.
So a shameless plug. Come on, Truebill. Come on, pay for this podcast too. I was thinking about it. I think I would have different ones for personal and business.
Yes.
Right?
That definitely, yeah, because obviously
totally
for
different.
business, I probably don't need Hulu or Netflix.
Yeah. I think personal side, I couldn't. Chewy. We pay for Chewy.
You got your food.
And all the dog food is delivered every single week. Or I guess it's like every 2 or 3 weeks or whatever. We used to go to Tractor Supply and Walmart, whatever, which was fine. But those bags are heavy.
They are.
Like 40 pounds of dog food. I was able to save like $5 per bag of dog food.
And you don't have to carry it.
I don't have to carry it. It's
Nice.
literally dropped off on our front door, free shipping.
And there it is.
Chewy. Chewy.com. Place to get your dog food, treats, and other things.
Was this the shameless plug question?
Here's these are all of our sponsors who are not actually sponsors.
Unofficial sponsors.
Unofficial sponsors of the Business Growth Hacks Podcast. I think business subscription that I would not be able to live without, which I think really rolls into today's content or topic, would be, oh, damn it, there's too many good ones. Airtable or Process Street.
Oh, man. So we probably use Process Street more.
For process.
Yeah, but Airtables, we still use that to keep everything organized on episodes coming up and all that.
I think the real answer to this question is there is nothing I could live without. Which is why we have such a hefty bill for all of our stupid subscriptions we pay for. Today we're talking about the importance of an editorial calendar. We've talked a lot about social media marketing.
Right.
We've talked about
And
SEO and scheduling
stuff.
all that out, right? But what the hell is an editorial calendar?
Yeah.
Why do you need one?
Well, I think it's important if you don't know the difference, you need to, that's step one, I guess.
Oh yeah, I mean, or if your plan is to get more involved with social media and all these things,
Then-
you need one.
Well, you're going to need a path to follow, a trail to blaze,
Yeah.
so to speak.
So I've got a statistic here
Okay.
from HubSpot 2020. It says marketers today create content for multiple audience segments, marketing to 3 audience segments average. Like that's the most common. That's the average, at least 3.
At least 3.
And so I was thinking about like for Beefy or really any other company we work with, but for Beefy, we've got social, we've got podcasting,
Oh, yeah.
we've got blogs, we've got email marketing.
Email marketing, yep.
So that's 4,
Yep.
right?
And also YouTube.
YouTube, that's 5. Social media, like we called that 1, but
It's really not one.
no, it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
It's a lot of different.
Pinterest. Those are all different.
And just keeping
types of
yourself
content.
organized as to what I'm going to post where, when. If you don't have some sort of calendar, you're going to be taking shots in the dark, literally.
Oh yeah, and I think that one of the things that like, if you don't have an editorial calendar now, we're going to kind of dive into like why you need it, but I think we can just have kind of a real open conversation about this. And I think the first thing that comes to mind for me is that, you start to lose sight of what you want to do throughout the year and what you want to focus on because you're just so buried in the day to day.
You're too focused on trying to survive
The
through
now.
this
Yeah.
that you can't plan ahead.
That's
because
right.
You're too Well, if you think about your time as a budget, like you would budget anything with finances.
Oh yeah.
If you don't budget your time, you're going to find yourself out of time.
Exactly. That is well said. If we could make that a t-shirt, we would. But
We should.
I don't know if and I don't think we would buy it, but I love the quote.
Right.
I love the idea there because you're exactly right. We run out of time. You know, like yesterday we were talking about there's a holiday parade coming up here in our local town.
Yeah.
And we were like, we should do the parade. And then it was like, that's 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's do something similar.
let's not do the parade.
Yeah.
And so then all of a sudden you're saying, well, we should do that next year.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, cool. But did you write it down?
Because if you don't, next year, 2 weeks out from the parade,
Yeah, when
we're
you get
going to
the
be in
email,
the exact same spot.
Here's the email that says, you know, fill out your form and do your things.
We're going to be in the same position we are this year.
Exact same position. So I think whenever you think about the fact that there are 70% of marketers are out there are investing in content marketing, you have to like think about that and say, okay, if you're willing to invest in content marketing, how are you creating a strategy and game plan for that?
How are you doing?
Because it's a poor investment if you don't have a plan.
If there's no plan, you're not maximizing on what you could be doing for brand awareness.
Yeah, I'd say the first thing a content marketing and editorial calendar are going to do for you is be a huge time saver.
Yes.
It becomes a lot, you know, again, we were talking about social media, you know, in one of our other episodes, and we were talking about the fact that when you are first getting involved in social media, it can be like really freaky to, you know, it's kind of scary and intimidating to be like, how am I going to come up with content for 5-6 days a week?
Right, yeah.
Every single week.
And every single day.
And every day.
How am I going to do that?
How am I going to do that? Well, if you like, let's work on a 12-month calendar.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we have going on in 12 months? Well, we know that there's the holiday parade.
Right.
We know that we care about Veterans Day. We know we care about, you know, the 9/11 anniversary. We know that we care about 4th of July. We care about Christmas. We want to kind of participate in some of those fun National Pizza Day, National Taco Day,
right,
National Margarita Day. Those kind of things. Well, all of a sudden that calendar starts to fill itself out.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I mean, there's several days you just listed right there that are already got content.
Now have content associated. And I think that that's the thing that really gets me excited is if you can if you start planning for that early on, it will be a huge time saver.
Oh yeah.
If you know that every year you have an annual fundraiser in September, then you need to be thinking about what content you're going to be posting leading up till that event.
Right.
Because what happens so often, especially in the nonprofit space, really in really all business, but nonprofits really struggle with this, is that they have these big annual fundraisers, but because again they're so busy on the day to day, that all of a sudden the fundraiser sneaks up on them, and it's like, oh crap, we have to promote this, and it's like you have a week to promote it. Like you're not going to have the success that you would hope for,
that you would have had you planned that out and started a month, 3 months
in advance,
6 months, you know,
leading up to that, right? So I think that that's the biggest thing, time saving. It's gonna fill in the blanks for where you just don't know what to do. Right? Start by writing down all those annual events. Start down by writing the big holidays that you really care about as an organization. Right. They're gonna look different for everybody, right? Yeah. Some businesses celebrate Christmas. Some businesses don't. That's fine. Choose the ones that matter to you. Right. Decide that early on. Think also about national days and national holidays that reflect maybe a part of what it is that your business offers, right? For example, if I'm doing an editorial calendar for a veteran-owned company, well, then we probably want to do something on, you know, Texas Independence Day. Yeah. Or we might want to do something on the anniversary like of Armed Forces Day or Veterans Day, these big holidays, because naturally, or the Marine birthday, yeah, exactly. Your audience is naturally more engaged on those days, right? They're looking for that kind of content. They're sharing it, and so you're giving yourself a platform, so to speak, just by picking some days and holidays associated with them. I think it also, beyond from a content marketing perspective, because I think a lot of times we just think about like, oh, great, you helped me make a better Facebook post. It's like, an editorial calendar is so much bigger than that. It's so much bigger than that. I think it lays out the roadmap for what your year is going to look like. Right. If you are an e-commerce store, a retail store, whatever, and you know that, you know, again, I'm going to use the veteran example, that, you know, these big veteran holidays are big for your demographic and your audience. Then what kind of sales are you going to run on those days? Right. What do you, Don't think about it the week of saying like, oh crap, should we do a 15% off coupon? No. you guys know that Veterans Day is a big day. You not only should have a coupon ready for that day.
It should start on the 1st.
It should go out in the beginning of the month.
Yep.
You should make sure that you have enough inventory to accommodate that day.
Yeah, because if you sell out too fast, you could be counterproductive with your sale. Even.
Yeah. One of the, we obviously are talking about military clients a lot here because we work with a lot of veterans.
Right.
And one of our clients has a big annual event that they honor and remember in June 28, 2005, Operation Red Wing. And every year they celebrate that and they honor that. And a part of that is the memorial shirts that they created.
Right.
We know, because we have an editorial calendar leading up to June, that March and April, we need to buy a huge, uptick
Influx
inventory.
Of
The shirts. Yeah. So like we'll buy 600 or 700 shirts where on a normal average order it'd be like 100, 144, something like that. Because we know that day is going to cause a lot of attention and awareness around that. And so your editorial calendar is going to help you make business decisions.
Well, and as you're saying that, I was thinking, you can all set sales goals for yourself based off of this calendar as well.
Yeah.
Because you know that you're going to be running this sale the month of,
whatever,
June, July, whatever. You know that that's happening. You can begin to promote that. You can set sales goals revolving around that and be more targeted with your sales.
Yeah, I think more than it's not about just creating due dates for yourself. It's not about creating, we think about calendars, we think about, it's just now I know what to do on the 14th. It's like, no, this is going to allow you to have strategy.
Right.
Now, so what does strategy mean? It means, in my opinion, it means having an effective plan for whatever it is you're going to do.
Yeah.
Instead of, just posting something super random and it's, half-assed,
see what
for better
happens.
words, and see what happens.
Yeah.
You thought about it. You spent time and energy saying, you know what, this year is the 20th anniversary of 9/11.
Right.
Let's create a really beautiful graphic for that.
Right.
Let's share that graphic with a special message about that.
Exactly.
Right. Or this year is our 30-year anniversary as a company. Well, what are we going to do about that? Let's have a birthday party as a company.
Right.
Let's celebrate with our customers.
Yeah.
Because then it becomes this, experience and not just another social media post.
Right. And just another social media post. That is the danger that you can run in this market, in this climate, is because there's so much out there. If you're just taking shots in the dark and posting whatever last minute thing you can, it's not going to be near as effective as these targeted plans that are out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's totally true. I think also it allows business owners the opportunity to create content that is centered around the customer journey. And what do I mean by that? There's kind of like those three, I've not talked about this a lot on the podcast, but it's something I talk a lot about internally with our team and our clients. There's kind of three levels of the client's journey. You've got like top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel.
Right.
Top of the funnel are people who are really neither problem aware or solution aware. They kind of just have a pain point, and they're kind of just Googling around, right?
I got you.
How do I save time? Or, for example, somebody who's struggling with getting content posted might search something along the lines of, how do I schedule my social media faster?
Right.
Or how to come up with content ideas.
I got you.
They don't know that they have a problem. Their problem is that they don't have an editorial calendar.
Right.
They just have like a little bit of a pain.
Yeah.
So top of the funnel are people that are in that discovery mode. They're just trying to find a solution to this pain they have.
Yeah. They know that there's an issue. They're not sure what, but they're searching to figure out what.
Exactly.
Why. Yeah.
Then you got middle of the funnel. Middle of the funnel people are the types of people that are now problem aware, but not necessarily solution aware.
Okay.
Right. They know they know their problem. They've
Yeah.
identified the problem is
Right.
I don't have a social media strategy.
Right.
I don't have a content calendar.
Right.
But what is the solution?
Yeah. And that could be a daunting question, especially if you're just starting out in your small business.
Yeah. And then lastly, you've got bottom of the funnel. Bottom of the funnel is problem aware and solution aware. Now, these are somebody who's not only understood their pain. I need an editorial calendar. I need help managing my social. But now they know the solution. And that solution doesn't necessarily have to be a service. It could also be a software or a product.
Right.
The solution might be one of our favorite tools we talked about this earlier, for editorial calendars is Airtable.
Yes.
Right? Airtable could be the solution. Right?
It could be.
Problem aware, solution aware.
Right.
The reason I bring up and talk about top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel is that those three stages of the buyer's journey exist in any business.
Yeah, you're right.
Whether it's a nonprofit organization or a for-profit organization, that exists across any industry.
Oh, absolutely.
And when you have a more strategic approach to your content, whether it's podcasts or blogs or email campaigns or whatever, it allows you to be intentional about making sure that your content is addressing each of those stages.
Right.
A lot of times,
that way you're not missing somebody.
exactly. I think so much as marketers, as business owners especially, I'm guilty of this, we naturally go for the kill.
You're right.
We're trying to always appeal to the bottom of the funnel people.
You want that
I'm the solution.
It's
I'm the
targeted.
solution. I can build your website. I'm the solution. I can sell you a new set of tires. I can, whatever.
Yeah, whatever you're,
We're always only addressing bottom of the funnel.
Right.
And the problem is 80 to 90% of our people are top to middle.
Yeah. I was going to say it's probably a third, but you're probably right. Because the funnel's larger at the top.
They just need to know, first of all, they need to understand what their actual problem is.
Mm-hmm.
And then they need to understand what the problem and the potential solution is.
Yeah.
Before they're ever really willing to, a lot of times, a great example of this, and this is kind of off topic, but I don't think so. The top of a website, home, about us, services, our story, blah, blah, blah. The last button, I can almost tell you every single website you go to right now, contact. What is the problem with contact?
It has nothing on it. It's no content.
And it's bottom of the funnel.
Yep.
John, if I go to your website and the only page you have on your website is contact, I'm not ready to contact you yet.
Nope. I don't know why I want to contact
you. Who are you? Why do I need to call you? Your blog is helpful here.
Right.
Why do I need to talk to you?
Right.
That is why you need to make sure that your content strategy is addressing top and middle of the funnel.
Yeah.
And again, when we talk about editorial calendars, we're not talking about social media.
No.
We're talking about social, blogs, podcasts, emails, sales tactics, sales strategies, all these things.
Yes.
Right? I'm getting passionate here. So if I'm loud, I'm sorry if it's loud. But you have to address every stage of the funnel because, like you said, you don't want to miss anybody.
You don't.
Mainly because if the majority of your traffic that's going to your website is never being dripped content that helps them understand what their pain point is, going back to that content marketing example, a great piece of top of the funnel content on our website would be a blog.
Right.
The blog starts to introduce to them the pain.
The idea.
So, for example, we have a blog on our website called Top 3 Reasons Why You Should Have an Editorial Calendar.
Yep.
Well, what does that do? That starts to explain to them what their pain is. Their pain is that you don't have an editorial calendar, which is why this is a pain in your ass right now.
Right. This is why you're having problems.
This is why you're struggling. Okay, so now they know the pain.
Okay.
Well, then we roll out of that into
what do you do about it?
Middle of the funnel. Middle of the funnel might be a free download that says, download our free editorial calendar template.
Right.
Okay. Or maybe even how this editorial how an editorial calendar will save you 20 hours a week.
Right.
Okay. I'm willing to look at that and read that.
Oh yeah.
So now I understand the pain. The pain is I didn't have an editorial calendar, and here is the potential solution. So one thing we should say is that after the episode today, me and John are going to work on making sure that we have an editorial template put together for you guys that you'll be able to download in the show notes.
Absolutely.
Because we want you guys to walk away with this with a solution, tool. With a tool. And so I went on that long rant to say that having that editorial calendar is allowing you to be strategic in addressing your customer audience, your demographic, your persona, and making sure that you are addressing everyone that's in the funnel.
Oh yeah.
At every stage and every journey. I think it's also editorial calendar is such an important topic, and it's something I feel like nobody cares about, but it's like
it's a planning thing, and people seem to get bored with planning. And
I agree.
I get it. It's kind of clerical, but without it, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think it also allows you to. We talked about SEO, right? SEO is a big topic here at Beefy and on our podcast, Business Growth Hacks, because SEO is awesome. But when you are doing an editorial calendar, sometimes people think, okay, January 15th, the title of the post is Taco Day.
And that's what it's good. Yeah.
What is that? How about you talk about the keywords that you are really caring to rank for?
Right.
How about you think about the action that you want them to take?
Right.
If you're, Taco Bell, maybe your action is come in for a free taco, or maybe it's get 4 tacos for $1, something stupid, insane.
Yeah.
Because you know that once they do that, they're going to do something else. They're going to buy something else. They're going to whatever.
One of the cool things about marketing is you say, hey, go do this thing for this thing, and people do it.
Yep.
So if you're being more strategic in what you're telling people to go do, you're going to see other goals in your business be met simply by just staying on path.
Yeah. I think the other thing this really does is it eliminates impromptu posting.
Yes. Absolutely.
I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. And not that there aren't going to be spur of the moment things that you do want to capture and
agreed.
put on
and
social
you should.
media.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I think what that means is you're not scrambling to make that holiday post.
That's right.
Last minute.
Yeah.
You know,
A good example here is Kara, our social media manager here at Beefy.
Yeah.
She actually went earlier this week to Hobby Lobby and got a fall cup.
Yep.
She bought a bag of fall leaves.
Yep.
And we've got a special little post that we're going to put out there on Instagram later. I don't know when you're listening to this podcast, but go look on our Instagram. It may be there, it may not be there, but it should be there, and it will be cute.
If not, just wait.
It'll be there.
It's almost fall.
But that's a great example. Kara knows that we want to do something fun for coming into the first day of fall.
Right.
And so she's been able to, because she knew that, she was able to go get the resources she needed to make that post be of quality and fun. And, versus on fall day, we literally post a picture of leaves and say, happy fall, y'all. Day. Or happy fall, whatever. Happy first day of fall.
Happy fall, y'all.
Happy fall, y'all.
We might have to use
if that's not a real thing, we have a second shirt.
Yeah.
Here on
we're going to have to
start. We're going to start a t-shirt line.
Beefy's random shirts.
BeefyRandom.com. Don't buy that domain. Don't save it for us.
Yeah. I'm gonna look it up right now.
And buy it. Right.
It's already bought.
So you're right. I think there's definitely times for impromptu posting.
Yeah.
Especially Instagram stories and things like that.
Those are definitely
you want them to be like in the moment and natural, but you don't want to be trying last minute to come up with something very important, like that annual fundraiser or like that big, appreciation day or whatever it may be.
Big event, whatever.
If you're freaking posting last minute about it, no one's going to show up.
No.
Because you didn't plan for it. You had no strategy. Right. Planning out your content is going to give you the opportunity to see what content is also doing well.
Yes.
Right?
Because
now you can start to evolve that. You can say, okay, this did really well. Let's do more of this.
Right.
Right? Because again, the easy way out when it comes to content marketing, podcast, blogs, SEO, social media, emails, whatever, is going to be to just come up with a quick graphic, throw a title on it, and send it out and be done.
Exactly.
But is that content performing? Because if it's not, it's a waste of time.
Right.
The whole point of a content marketing strategy is to drive traffic back to your business and to whatever you're doing. If you want sales, you might be posting on social media resources that are going to drive back to sales.
Right.
You want people to buy your newest shirt, you're going to send an email campaign, right? And so
you got to let people know it's there. Yeah.
If you're doing the bare minimum, don't expect great results.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true. If you don't have a calendar and you're not planning this stuff out, don't expect it to be pristine.
Yeah. It's like I put in 1 gallon of gas in my tank and I expected to get 100 miles. It's like,
if you did, then what kind of car you got?
Yeah, it's just like, I want to know what car that is.
Yeah, right.
It's not going to happen. You have got to put in as much as you expect to get out.
Yeah, you're right.
And
you're only going to get out what you put in. And the beauty of it is you do get out what you put in.
And people always say like, how hard is it to monetize a podcast? Or, do you really think blogs work? And it's like,
how hard do you want to work at it?
Yeah. That's exactly right. It's like, don't give up on something because it's not getting the results that you're wanting. Make sure that you're actually putting everything into it that you're supposed to be.
Right, yeah.
And it starts with something as simple as an editorial calendar.
As a calendar. Well, it gives you a roadmap. And even we've said this before, you don't have to set anything in stone. You can be flexible and still plan. And I know that was a hard thing for me is, if I'm planning too much, I'm not going to be flexible. But not necessarily. I think planning actually allows you to be more flexible because if I have my week planned out, someone can come to me and say, hey, can we record a podcast on Thursday? Well, not at 11:30.
Nope. Not with my days.
But we could do it this afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, okay, let's move things around.
Yeah.
No, I think you're exactly right. And I think also our podcast is living proof of why a calendar is so important.
Oh, yeah.
We want to put out consistently good quality
always
content that people are going to appreciate, that is going to help them grow their business. And the only way we could do that is if we scheduled it out.
Right.
If we knew what we wanted to talk about. If every single week we came in here and only talked about SEO,
this would get old real fast.
no one wants to listen to our show.
Yeah.
Right? You guys are gonna be like, oh, it's just the guys talking about the 3 things that they can do to grow their SEO every single week. You know, it's not a good game plan. It's not a good look.
It's not going to drive people back to look at what we got going on.
That's right.
They're going to be like, oh, they're an SEO company.
And it doesn't feel authentic.
No.
Right? Like, you have to diversify the content you're putting out there as well.
Right.
Just because we help with SEO doesn't mean we should only put content about SEO.
Right. Yeah.
Now, if you're an SEO firm and that's all you do, then yeah, maybe your podcast should be just about deep diving into SEO every week. That's cool.
Right.
But we do much more than that.
Right.
And this podcast serves to be a resource across all varieties of your business, not just growth hacks when it comes to digital marketing.
Right. Yeah.
And so you and I have been able to be consistent about recording episodes because we know what we want to talk about.
Right.
Right.
And we have a recap at the end of each episode. Yeah. All right, how did that go? What are we talking about next week?
That's right. Mm-hmm. And we know before it's ever the next week what we're talking about. Yeah. It's not like I'm popping in and you're saying, "Hey Andrew, what are we gonna talk about today?" Yeah. And we're both looking at each other like, I don't know. Let's just wing it.
Let's wing it.
Well, what's gonna happen if we wing it? It's gonna freaking suck.
Yeah, I forget what movie it is, but or some show, and they're talking to the best man at a wedding, and he's like, "I'm just gonna wing it, and don't do it. Do not stick to the cards, bro. Do not wing it." Is like the theme of the scene. Yeah. And I just think I tell that to people all the time. That I'm just gonna wing it. Like, no, don't do it.
Yeah,
like you may think you could pull Whose Line Is It Anyway, but you don't know how hard. But when you actually get there, get a camera in front of you, and
I mean, a great example is like some of our first episodes. None of the ones you guys have heard. Okay, but
none of the ones you've seen.
The ones that we first started, we did not know what we were doing because we did not plan for it.
We didn't really plan. We were trying to grow something.
Yeah,
and we were trying to get the ideas,
which was cool. Like sometimes it takes that to get started,
right?
But once you actually create a plan, like.
This got so much easier once we put it down on paper.
That's right.
In the plan, this is the format. This is what we're doing.
Here's our show flow.
Here's our show. Yeah.
And I like what you said kind of about editorial calendar being more like a roadmap.
Yeah.
I like that word better.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people get caught up in the word editorial calendar and think newspaper and magazine and like it's very like rigid. And
you're right. And yes, magazine's going to use an editorial calendar.
Yeah.
But you're not a magazine. Don't worry about what a magazine's doing if you're not a magazine.
Yeah.
The only time you need to worry about a magazine is if you own a magazine publishing house.
Yeah.
And then, look at some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right. An editorial calendar is a roadmap.
Yeah.
It is laying out what you want to accomplish for the year.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have to be for a year. That's intimidating.
Right.
Go a quarter at a time.
Start with them. Yeah.
Here's Q1.
Mm-hmm.
Q1, this is what we want to accomplish. We want to launch Small Business Nation. We want to start a new radio station in Q2. In Q3, we want to launch visittomball.com. All these things that we've been talking about as a company, as a team, we know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can't do all 3 of these things at the same time. We will lose our minds.
Oh, yeah.
And we will all be found dead in the office because we all just slept. We were just going way too many hours. Is that too morbid?
Maybe.
It's okay.
It's all right.
It's going to happen if we just keep running ourselves crazy.
You can't run yourself ragged.
You can't.
You got to have, and then with your calendar, you can budget in your time to relax.
That's right.
Because you know what's coming up. You know how much time you have. Hey, I got a day. I can take one.
That's right. And if you have a calendar, then it becomes so much easier to plan for everything.
It does.
You're not exhausting all of that energy last minute to figure it out because you knew a year ahead of time that big thing that you have to do every year
is coming. Yeah.
Okay, so let's create content for it now.
Exactly.
Let's not be freaking out about it.
You're ahead of the game. Yeah.
That's right. So I don't know how many minutes this episode's been, and I don't think it matters. I hope that what you guys take away from this episode is that it is important to plan. We talked about planning in a lot of our episodes. An editorial calendar is a great way to start your content marketing strategy, whether it's your blogs, your emails, your spending goals. An editorial calendar covers the gamut of the types of content you want to create.
Right.
Do it. We're going to have a template you can download in the comments, or excuse me, in the description of the show. It's available on our website as well. We've got some really great blog posts all about editorial calendars and the importance of them. But I do think if you're looking to have a better game plan, a better strategy, you're looking to up your revenue next year or this year or 14 years from now, then you got to have a plan. You got to have an editorial calendar. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We will see you guys next week. Later, John.
Later.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Business Growth Hacks Podcast. Be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss an episode. To get more marketing tips and tricks, follow Beefy Marketing on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Beefy Marketing. And to take your business to the next level, check out our website at www.beefymarketing.com.